After a canal chase has ended, you want to return to the hideout to switch the character to Sly. The fastest way to do this is to kill Bentley by using a trigger bomb. Equip trigger bomb from the gadget menu and throw it on the ground. Position Bentley so that he does not fall into the water after detonating the bomb. Select Sly in the safe house by holding D-pad right and mashing X during the death fade out. Start running down right towards the bridge and start turning your camera to the right. There is almost every time a flashlight guard spawning on the bridge, so you need to dodge him. Attach to the pole, climb up a little bit, then double jump to the second pole. With this movement you should be able to dodge the guard with ease. If the guard is carrying a loot, you can also jump behind him from the second pole and loot him. In an episode run you might have smoke bomb pre-purchased, and if you did not yet equip it during Police HQ, now is a good time for that. With smoke bomb, you can just run past the guard. Drop a smoke bomb just when you are reaching the flashlight, then drop a second one after you have passed the guard. Make your way to the job trigger by following this road. The job trigger is located on a roof, but we can reach it from the ground level. When you reach its corner, double jump backwards and press either square or triangle when you're at the peak of the jump. This makes the game think Sly is in the grounded state, and the job trigger can be activated. In this job, our task is to follow Octavio around the town and take pictures of him using tar levers. There are 4 pictures in total to take, and finally we go to the Ferris wheel to eavesdrop Octavio. The majority of this job consists of autoscroller sections where we follow Octavio while he travels from one tar station to another. This time is used in speedruns for farming coins. As mentioned earlier in the series, we need 400 coins to buy Adrenaline Burst after day 1, and this job is really important for meeting that goal. The coin goal after this job is to reach 280 coins or more. With that you should be able to get 400, even without an extra loot into the reps. Coins in this job can be gathered either by breaking items or looting guards. Looting a guard gives you a lot of coins, but each time you loot the guard, game freezes for 2.3 seconds during the looting animation. In full game runs this should not matter, since we want to maximize the amount of coins from this job, since it will help us later in the run. But for episode runs we only need to aim for getting Adrenaline Burst in day 2, so over farming by taking too many loots can lose you some time. Since the loot spawns are random, it is a good idea to prioritize breaking objects and having a solid road for gathering coins that way. Whenever you see a guard with a loot, you can deviate from the road to loot him, and then return to your normal route. In this scenario, however, you should consider the extra time you took looting the guard, so you probably need to skip some breakables in order to catch up with the normal pace. A few important things about Octavio when it comes to job fails. Firstly, Octavio sees and hears really well. If you are too close to Octavio within his eyesight, you will fail the job and have to start all the way back from the previous checkpoint, which can lose up to a minute. Getting spotted by Octavio results in a short dialogue followed by a job fail. Second way to fail the job is by causing noise and alerting Octavio. Failing the job this way does not cause an additional dialogue with Octavio, but can still cost you a lot of time. An important mechanic in this game is that your altitude matters when it comes to guards or Octavio getting alerted. Guards only notice you when you make noise or use smoke bomb if you are on the same altitude as them. Let's go through a few examples. Killing a guard on a roof. Other rooftop guards will notice it, but guards on the ground level won't. Being chased by the guard while being on different altitude as Octavio won't fail the job, but dropping down from the roof will fail the job. Breaking a flower bench right next to Octavio while being in lower altitude won't fail the job. Dropping a smoke bomb near Octavio when being on different altitude won't fail the job. This altitude difference effect is also present anywhere across the game, so remember this when you're dealing with guards, especially when you need to not get alerted. Making noise is the main reason typically that causes job fails during Octavio Snap. Stealth slamming guards causes a lot of noise, so always make sure you are far enough from Octavio before stealth slamming a guard. In case you need to kill a guard, a safer option is to quickly kill them by using a technique called double hitting. By holding R1 and mashing both square and D-pad to the direction you want to aim, you can cause multiple hits to a guard during one cane swing. With good enough mashing, you can kill a flashlight guard within 2 or 3 swings. In case you get spotted, you should just run to the guard and quickly kill him using double hits. If you're doing episode runs and have smoke bomb available, you can drop a smoke bomb before getting spotted, then hit the guard unconscious and finish him off with double hits. Before we look into any coin grinding shenanigans, let's go through the job as a whole one time and see the possible optimizations you can do in this job. After the initial cutscene has ended, run forward and break the flower bench in front of you. Position yourself behind this table and open your binocular to take the first picture. You need to zoom in a little bit for a good picture. Octavio will take the following route to the second picture location. You can also see the possible card roads that take place in this area. While the follow sections are autoscrollers, it is possible to lose time during these sections if Octavio gets stuck behind a guard. With GSM, you can try to prevent spawning guards in Octavio's way by aiming your camera away from Octavio. For the second picture location, there are 2 common places to take the picture. Most common place is this small bridge. Stand in the edge of the bridge, roughly in the middle of it. This position lets you take picture of Octavio and also prevents you from being seen by any guards. You can also take picture from the other side by positioning Sly to the corner of this orange platform closest to the bridge. In this position you are however able to get spotted by guards, so when approaching this spot, try to GSM to not spawn any guards here in order to not get spotted before or after taking the picture. Here you can see Octavio's road to the third picture location, as well as the possible guard roads. When taking the third picture casually, you need to use a boat to get to a proper position. We can however take this picture in 2 other ways. The most optimal strat is to get a ledge grab to the right side of the platform where Octavio is going to stand on. Make sure to get to the position early enough before Octavio arrives, then set up the ledge grab so you are on the right side, close to the corner of the platform. In this position you can aim to the top left part of the door, and without any zooming you are able to get a good photo. After taking the picture, we want to intentionally job fail by causing noise, since a reload will warp Octavio to the ground level, whereas normally you would need to wait for him to get back on the roof, run a few meters and then jump back to the ground level. If you did the let's grab strat, you can simply spam triangle and X in order to spiral dive right after the picture, causing a job fail. If you were not able to get to the let's grab position, a backup is to use the water wheel next to the platform. Stand on the edge of the water wheel and open your camera. Once you start falling down, be ready to take a picture of Octavio. You don't need to zoom in either with this strategy. After taking the picture, try to land in water behind Octavio, since this can cause a job fail. Not all positions behind Octavio work, and if you don't get a job fail, run on the roof in order to get a job fail once Octavio lands on the roof. This backup does not save much time, but guarantees an area reload, which is good for getting guards and breakables to the area. Here is Octavio's road to the fourth and the final picture location and the possible card roads in the area. For this picture, we can optimize the ending once again by let's grabbing the platform before Octavio arrives. With an extended double jump, you can reach the platform from the street level. You need to curve the jump in a bit, as you can easily get hit by the wall and fall to the water. For the picture, you want to position the let's grab to this corner. In this position, aim towards the top left corner of the door for a good photo. You don't need to zoom in at all. Instead of jumping from the street level, you can also get to the platform by climbing to the roof and dropping down. This is an easy way to get the optimal picture if you're uncomfortable with the double jump from the street. If you don't have time to get to the picture location, just do the casual way and use a boat to get a good picture. After the fourth picture, an unskippable cutscene will follow, after which Octavio will get the Ferris wheel using this route in the picture. Sly will automatically be placed next to the fish tank during the cutscene. During the final follow section, it is possible to grab the Ferris wheel card. If you do this strat, make sure however not to get seen by Octavio. This can be prevented by standing on the cart until Octavio is not directly looking towards the Ferris wheel, then grabbing the right side of the pipe. After the cutscene of Octavio entering the Ferris wheel, you need to re-grab the pipe. This can be done by holding left and pressing quickly X, followed instantly by circle. If you don't attach the cart before the cutscene, try to get behind Octavio just before the cutscene, so you are as close as possible to the Ferris wheel once the cutscene ends. This will be the final cutscene that lasts 1 minute and 27 seconds, and it leaves the job complete screen. Now, after we know about how this job works, we can take a look into how we can optimally gather coins during this job. First, we will go through a basic route for a lootless Octavio Snap. There are variations for the lootless routes, but this is a route I have personally found most success with, which also makes sure you will be able to progress the job optimally. One important thing about Octavio we haven't yet covered, which is crucial for coin farming, is the radius within Octavio you have to be during the job. If you go too far away from Octavio, you will fail the job. In this picture, you can see Octavio's position at tar station number 2 and the perimeter around him that you have to be within. As you can see, the range is quite big and gives us a lot of freedom for coin grinding. However, the range is not infinite, so keep this in mind in case you fall behind in your coin grinding route. Now, when we know all the game mechanics behind this job, let's get to the coin grinding. After the first picture, break the chairs in front of you, get the coins and run straight towards the police HQ area. Then break these 4 chairs. Tables don't give you any coins, so if you see only a table without any chairs, don't bother breaking it. Run back the same route, keep your camera behind you in order to avoid a guard spawn. Break the flower bench on your way, then proceed breaking all the chairs and the flower bench in this area next to the fountain. Make your way back to the police HQ area. If you are comfortable with your pace, you can also go break again the chairs under the Octavio sign if they have spawned back. Run to this cluster of chairs and tables and check Octavio's location, as you don't want to lose time getting the picture. Try to break as many chairs as possible. Here is also a flower bench you can break. Sneak behind Octavio to the left side picture location. After the second picture, run left to the police HQ. Keep your camera towards the area in order to respawn the chairs you broke earlier. Here we can break all the possible chairs, then head to the fountain area with your camera turned backwards to avoid a guard spawn. Break everything you can, then get on the roof and check Octavio's location. If Octavio is already on the Rialto bridge, you should hurry up, but if he is still on the ground level, you are on good pace. Clear as many chairs in this area as you can. Be careful about the flashlight guard, since one can spawn in this area. You should get on the bridge when Octavio is at the middle of it, since you want to get on the other side before Octavio. So, when you see that Octavio gets the middle part of the bridge, you know it's time to run. Before that, you can freely break all the chairs you can. Run to the other side of the bridge, then break these 2 table sets. Get on the roof of the third picture location, break the chimney and antenna, and then kill the guard that is often here. Make sure to have enough time to set up the ledge grab, since it is an important trick to get. After the job fail, break the sign in the corner of the roof, then the chimney and the antenna. Then you can run to the staircase where you can break again the 2 table sets. Here you can improvise a little bit what you want to break. I typically break at least this pizza sign and some individual chairs. Break these 2 flower benches on the floor level, then use the bouncy pad to get on the roof to break a chimney. Drop down when Octavio has passed you. Break these 2 flower benches, but be careful to not do it too close to Octavio to avoid a job fail. Drop down, break this flower bench, and then get to the let's grab position. The timing here is quite tight if you go for all the flower benches, so feel free to skip one if needed. During the final section before getting on the Ferris wheel, we can break in total 5 flower benches. Run up the street, start with this flower bench, and then break all of them on this street. You may alert the rooftop guard when breaking the 4th one, but you don't need to be bothered, just proceed breaking the 5th flower bench. Make sure to jump down to the ground level before Octavio starts the cutscene, and then get as close to the Ferris wheel as possible. Next up, let's go through the strats you can do when you want to maximize your coins from this job, which means looting guards. For each segment, we will look into the possible guards you may have and which roads are recommended for meeting guard patrol cycles. Before we get into the first segment, let's look into the math and probabilities when it comes to loots. When a guard spawns onto the map, they have a fixed probability for spawning with a loot in their pocket. For flashlight guards, this probability is 40%, meaning that on average 4 out of 10 new guard spawns will carry a loot. For rooftop guards, this probability is only 20%, so on average only 2 rooftop guards out of 10 will have a loot. There are in total 3 different loot types in Venice: watches, rings and pens. Watches are the least valuable, then comes the rings, and finally the most valuable items are the pens. Each loot also comes in 3 different tiers: bronze, silver and gold. Gold being naturally the most valuable tier. Flashlight cards in this episode can only have silver or gold tier loots, while the rooftop cards can only carry bronze or silver tier. The loot type distribution is the following. There are 60% chance for looting a watch, 30% chance for looting a ring, and 10% chance for looting a pen. These percentages are split equally among the possible loot tiers, meaning that, for example, there are 30% chance of getting a silver watch from any guard in Venice. Adding up these probabilities and the fact that only flashlight cards can carry gold loot makes the expected coin value from the loots 53.5 coins for flashlight cards and 35.6 coins for rooftop cards. This means that it's always more worth it to loot the flashlight card than a rooftop card in this episode. If you are on an episode run and don't want to waste your 2.3 seconds for a bad loot, you can pickpocket the guard until they have the loot visible in their pocket, and based on if it's a good loot or not, you can decide to get it or pass it. Another feature that includes randomness is the amount of coins in the guard's pockets. The guards can have either 2 or 3 chunks of coins, and the total number can differ quite a bit. Flashlight guards can have from 6 to 12 coins in their pockets, averaging at around 9 coins. Rooftop guards can have from 4 to 8 coins, averaging at 6 coins total. Killing guards without pickpocketing them will give you only half the number of coins you would have gotten by pickpocketing the guard, so if you are in need of coins, make sure to pickpocket the guard first before killing them. Let's take a look at the guard cycles for the first follow section. There are 3 different flashlight guard cycles you can realistically reach, visible in the yellow and indexed with capital letters A, B and C. On red, you can also see the rooftop guard cycles, but the main focus for looting in this job are the flashlight guards. Each guard cycle may only have 1 guard to patrol at once, so in order to respawn a guard to a road, you need to either kill or despawn the existing guard first. We will now focus only on flashlight guard looting, but the rooftop guard roads marked in red should also be noted, because if you are low on coins, looting a rooftop guard is typically a great choice too. After the first picture, run to left and break the flower bench. Guard A is typically behind the corner and you can check him for a loot right away. If the guard is close enough, climb on the roof after breaking the flower bench. Be careful not to get spotted by Octavio when dropping down the roof. If you loot this guard, keep your camera towards the next picture location in order to improve your chances for spawning guards B and C there. After checking guard A, try to quickly check for guards B and C. If you're not able to spawn them or they don't have a loot, try to do an adoption of the lootless route for this segment instead, trying to at least clear as many chairs around police HQ area as possible. Here are a few video examples of flashlight guard spawns and their looting during this follow segment. Here you can see the guard roads during the second follow segment. After the second picture, head right towards the Rialto bridge. If you didn't get to spawn guards B or C before, also be cautious if they have no spawn nearby in case you could loot them. Close to the Rialto bridge, guard D is often here. Make sure not to go onto the bridge, since you will be too far from Octavio and fail the job. If the guard D has loot, make sure to cause some noise to avoid him from walking onto the bridge. After checking for guard D, clear the tables in this area, then head towards the fountain where we started the job, as we want to also get the chairs from that area too. Watch out for flashlight guard spawn here when you run through the alley. It's a good idea to turn your camera away. Clear the chairs and jump on the roof similarly as we do in the lootless road in this segment. Again, we should check Octavio's location at this point. If Octavio is far away already, meaning around the middle of the bridge, make sure to move fast to get close to the bridge in order to not job fail. Guards D and E may spawn around the bridge, so you can check them for loots, and if you have time, you can break the chairs before the bridge. On the other side of the bridge, guard F may spawn nicely on your route for looting. If you don't see any loots, you can follow the lootless routing for this segment. If you loot guards and don't have enough time to get to the let's grab position for Octavio, take it easy and just go directly for the water wheel backup. Here are again some clips of possible loots during this segment. Here we can see the guard roads for the third follow section. If you get a job fail, you should be able to get guard F consistently in front of you by moving your camera slightly upwards after the reload. Other possible loots are from the bridge guards E and D and the guard next to the Ferris wheel. After checking guard F, follow the lootless road until you reach the Ferris wheel, where you should check for guard G. Here are some clips of possible loots in this segment. After the fourth picture, if you really need coins, you can check guard G again for loot. Try to do this lookup when you are breaking the first flower bench. If the guard does not spawn or doesn't have loot, just do the lootless movement here. With these tips, I hope you are now more comfortable about coin farming in this job. The routes and the strats are only suggestions, so you may very well modify the routes to your own liking. The end goal in this job is to get at least 208 coins without losing too much time to the optimal gameplay. In full game runs, getting as much coins as possible is recommended, but for episode runs you should not be bothered to get any more coins if you reach 300. In the next video we will cover the final job of day 1, Into the Depths. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.